One postcode, one suburb, the same country. Very different outcome. Because in WA, there's a pocket where the market has been moving fast enough to surprise people who thought the boom was already over. And it matters if you're time poor, high income, big responsibilities, and you're trying to turn today's cash flow into tomorrow's security without doing postcode roulette. I'm talking about Western Australia, 6230, the Bunbury area. And depending on which data set you look at and which dwelling type, you'll see some eye-catching numbers. One of the cleanest, Bunbury unit values surged 30.5% over 12 months. That's not a typo. And the bigger point is, momentum like that isn't just the headline. It changes the game for how you buy, how you negotiate, and how quickly you need to be properly prepared. And if you've been enjoying this series, hit like and subscribe, because we're not here for the hype. We're here for signals. Now first, quick clarification. 6230 isn't one neat market. It's multiple pockets, different streets, different buyer types, different performances. And that's why high earners often get burnt. They hear the suburb is up and they assume everything inside is a winner, but it isn't. So let's map out the momentum properly. Start broad, then go specific. Broadly, Open Agent reports Bunbury house values up 12.8% over 12 months. And as I said, units went up 30.5% in the same 12 months. That matters because it tells you what buyers are choosing when the market runs. Often, it's not the biggest block. It's the product that feels attainable, easy to rent, easy to resell. Now let's go one level deeper, because growth is great, but you live in the real world. Holding costs actually matter. According to Open Agent, average rent is around $650 per week for houses and $550 per week for units. So if you're investing for retirement, that's a key question. Can the asset carry itself while you hold? Or will it quietly drain your lifestyle with a negative cash flow you didn't notice until tax time? Now, zoom into pockets, because the best results usually come from micro markets. For example, South Bunbury houses are listed with 26.08% growth over 12 months. That same snapshot shows a median house price around $685,000 and around 211 houses for sale in 12 months. That last number matters more than people think, because volume is liquidity and liquidity is protection. It means you're not buying something that only sells when the stars align. Now here's the trap I want you to avoid. When people hear 30% plus, they instantly think they're late. They either rush or freeze and lose, because the real advantage isn't being first, it's being ready. Ready with finance, ready with criteria, and ready with a decision process that prevents emotional overpaying. So, why has Western Australia and pockets like 6230 shown this kind of momentum? Three forces tend to stack in markets like this. First, we have relative affordability. So when a big city buyer feels priced out, they don't stop wanting to buy property, they just redirect. They look for jobs, infrastructure, lifestyle, and a price point that doesn't require personal finance miracles. Second, rental pressure. In tight rental markets, investors reappear and renters stay renters longer because they can't find a stable landing spot. That keeps demand under the market. Third, product preference. When borrowing capacity gets harder, buyers often shift towards the dwelling type that still feels doable. And that's the data we're seeing in Bunbury, where units are outpacing houses in some reporting. That fits the pattern. Now, how does this affect you as a high-income household? In a very specific way, because your risk isn't usually income, your risk is time. You don't have time to inspect 40 properties. You don't have time to learn every street the hard way. And you definitely don't want to wake up in 2 years thinking, I bought convenience, not performance. 3 rules to use in this market to not get played. Rule 1, don't chase the number. Chase the reason the number happened. Was it real owner-occupied demand, supply, and a strong rental support? Or was it a one-off speculation that disappears as soon as the sentiment turns? Rule 2, pick the asset that will be easy to sell later. In micro markets, that weird property can look cheap right up to until you need a buyer. You want simple, livable, and widely appealing. Rule 3, assume competition will stay strong for the best stock. Because when you have data reads like units up 30.5% in 12 months and pockets like South Sunbury going up 26% for houses, those listings don't wait. They get absorbed, often quietly. Now, let's get practical. If you're considering WA momentum markets, here's a simplest starting workflow that actually works for busy professionals. Step 1, choose your outcome. Is this a lifestyle upgrade plan, a long-term retirement asset, or a growth play with strong rental support? Different goal, different property. Step 2, narrow to 2 pockets, not 10, 2. And in these pockets, track only a few signals. So price trends, sales volumes, rent strength, and how many days the property's actually been on market, because those will tell you whether the market is healthy or just nosy. Step 3, set a non-negotiable list. So when a good listing hits, you can move fast without making a fast mistake. Now, I'll land this with the calm truth. Numbers like 30% and 26% don't mean buy anything. They mean the market is rewarding the right product in the right pockets and punishing lazy selection. If you want help working out whether a WA momentum market actually fits you, your income, your risk comfort, and your retirement timeline, book a call with a Liberty advisor. We'll help you build a clear strategy, a tight criteria, and a building plan based on real demand and real supply, not vibes. The link to book is in the description. And if you want the next episode, subscribe. Because the next few years won't be rewarding guessing. They'll be rewarding prepared buyers with a plan.